Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope that you guys can see the difference because I finally got a camera to film these tutorials on because I was just using my iPhone, which is still the 8. So I hope that this is different in a good way. So I am very excited. Throughout this video keep looking up at the little viewer thing that I can see myself on, so I am sorry if I keep talking up there because I'm looking into my own eyes to talk to someone. So I'm sorry. I will get used to and get better at looking into the lens rather than the viewfinder, but I hope that this is a better quality video for you guys so you can truly see what I'm doing. The only other thing I'm not sure about is the sound. I don't know how to adjust this quite yet, so I don't know if this sound is going to sound echoey or tin canny or quiet or loud, so I'm hoping everything is going to work out and I can just upload it and it'd be good. So let me know in the comments below if anything is sounding or looking off to you guys. That would be super helpful for me. Anyways, on to what this video is about. Today I am showing you guys how I created this Emerald Smokey Eye. I love the way that this came out and I posted just a very quick transition video on TikTok and a lot of people were requesting this video. So I decided to film an entire tutorial walking you guys through step by step how I created this look. And I really hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys learn something from it if you try it out. I always tell you guys, please tag me or send me a picture or something because I would love to see. Another thing I just want to ask your guys' help in is getting me monetized by the end of the year. So please, if you aren't and you want to, subscribe to my channel. It would be super helpful for me. Also, please leave it a thumbs up or a thumbs down whether you liked it or not, or you found it helpful or not. That would really help me out as well. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for your love and support and your guys' engagement with me. I truly appreciate it and I hope you enjoy this tutorial. So we're going to start with the inner corner highlight and I am going to use the Anastasia and Carly Bible palette and I'm going to take her shade Bear. It looks like this. And I'm just going to take this on a Morphe M124. So we're just going to blend this out here on the inner corner. And then I do kind of run it along that nose contour just for that contrast. I already did my brow highlight when I did my eyebrows, but it was just the same shade, same brush, and I just ran it along the under part of my eyebrow. And then I'm going to grab the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill Volume 1 palette. I'm using this shade here. It's called In Light. On the same brush, I'm just grabbing a little bit of that shadow and I'm adding it over the top to add a little bit of a shimmer in there. Now I'm going to take the shade Silk Cream from the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette. It looks like this. And I'm going to use another Morphe brush. This is the M504. It's just a really big fluffy blending brush. I'm going to buff this into the crease. Back and forth motions, just get that pigment in there. And then I'm kind of bringing it down onto my eyelid just a little bit, and then I'm going to start using circular motions to start blending that up and out. And then I also do extend this out just a little bit past my eyebrow because it helps make my eye look bigger and more open. Now I'm going to grab the shade MFEO, so right here next to the Silk Cream shade, and I'm just grabbing that. This is just another fluffy blending brush. This is the M505 brush. I'm going to tap off the extra and I'm going to put this into the crease again, using those back and forth motions, kind of going a little bit down onto the lid, which is okay, and then buffing that up onto that Silk Cream color. Now I'm going to go back into the Carly Bible palette and grab a little bit of the shade Chai on the same brush. And I'm just going to deepen up that crease just a little bit. So we're just going to put this right here into the crease and we're just going to blend it out to help deepen up the crease and start with that nice warm orangey tone there. Now I'm going to take the shade Bible on an M441 brush. So we're just going to lightly buff this into the crease and up onto the brow bone area, just very lightly, very little product, but it's just going to help warm it up and give it that nice like corally, orangey tone, which plays really nicely with this emerald green color. To create the emerald shimmery shade that is on my eyelid, I used two different palettes. The first one I used was the Urban Decay Born to Run palette, and then I also used the Jaclyn Hill Morphe Volume 1 palette. Out of the Urban Decay, I used this shade called Big Sky. And then out of the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palette, I used this shade here, which is called Diva. Now I'm just going to grab an even amount of the two of them, just switching back and forth on an M433 brush. Then I'm going to use some setting spray. Any setting spray is going to work, and I just wet that brush. It really helps pull out extra pigment, and it also helps with fallout. So I'm not getting as much fallout. Plus you're going to tap off the brush before you spray it to knock off all the extra product, and that also helps with fallout. I'm going to, I have a mirror right here that can tilt back and forth. I'm going to tilt the mirror up, which will keep my head looking straight, but I'm going to look my eyes down into the mirror. This will expose the eyelid, so I'm not trying to put makeup on looking straight onto it. Actually, usually I put my head up and then I look down into the mirror. And then I'm just going to start patting this gently onto my eyelid. And I do put this on from inner to outer corner. I mean, you will have a little bit of fallout, you guys, which is okay. I have not set my face, so right now I just have powder underneath my eyes, which will make it easier to just sweep away any fallout. And you'll lightly just blend that up onto the crease area. I'm going to get a little bit more of those shades to deepen that up a little bit. Now I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush and just sweep away any of that little bit of fallout that's down there. For the outer corner, I took the M573 and I took the shades, just a mixture of these. I took, let's see, this one is Mocha and Central Park. And then I also took a little bit of Good As Gone out of the Born to Run palette, which is this brown shade up in here. Then I just started stamping this in the outer corner and just really getting that dark pigment here on the outer edge as much as possible. And just using stamping motions. I feel like stamping motions kind of just puts the product right where you're setting it, whereas fluffing it around in circular motions or anything like that is just going to blend it and fluff it everywhere. So if you're trying to get a product somewhere or like in a very specific spot, try a stamping motion first before you start blending it out. So on the eyelid part, on the outer corner, I go in about 1/3 of the way, and then usually I'll blend it in about halfway up here on the crease. And I'm just going to use very gentle back and forth motions right here. And then once most of that product is off the brush, and you can tell that because it's not really getting any darker, then I start going along the edge in small circular motions and really blending that together. You can also look opposite of where you're working, and that'll tighten up that outer corner. Now I'm going to grab a little bit more of the darkest shades, pop off the extra, and then I'm just going to stamp those on the furthest outer corner of my eye to get that dark. That's also going to help really open up and elongate your eyes. I'm going to wipe off the brush, that 573 brush. I wiped it off, and now just with that clean brush, I'm just going to really go in with bigger motions and buff and fade and blur those lines. I'm grabbing the M441 brush again, and now I'm going to start with some of these more corally colors to help with that contrast. So I'm going to grab a little bit of the shade here, it's called Cindy, and I'm going to mix just a little bit of this shade called Still Shot. Always tap off the extra product because it really will help when you're trying to get in these little tight spaces, not have too much product and then have to try to somehow get that back off your eye. So just start with a small amount of product, and you can always keep adding on different shades and stuff like that. So just start with very small. And I'm just going to work this into the crease again, and just getting that color right in there on the inner corner. You can see it's already starting to create like this really warm, peachy, corally color. And I'm just going along the crease and brow bone area. And a lot of the times what I do too is I put some makeup on, so like the outer corner, I'm going to go in and touch that up and make it darker. I just put the product there almost like a layout, so I know where I want the emerald green to be, the outer corner colors and all that, and you can go back in and just increase and intensify those colors later on. So that's kind of what I do too, is I will always go back and touch things up over and over again until it's all to my liking. Going back into the Jaclyn Hill palette, I'm going to grab the shade Hunts. And it's this really warm, dark orange color, which is really going to look good at contrasting that green. So tap off all the extra. And then I'm going to put this on the center of my crease and lid area. So almost like the exact center of your eye, and I'm just going to work that in and buff it into that kind of like where all those colors meet, right here in the middle. And then I'm going to go in bigger circular motions to really blend that out. Now I'm taking a little bit of the shade Buns, which is here, just a small bit of this shade. And I'm going to go in and really warm up this outer corner crease area. I'm just gonna go in and touch up that outer corner a little bit. So now I'm going to just intensify that emerald shade a little bit. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of those shades again. And then without grabbing any extra product, I'm just going to stamp this on again. Just make sure everything is getting nice and blended and flowing. Same with this brush, just kind of using whatever's left on these to blend stuff out and kind of finalize that look. So now we're going to move on to the lower lash line, and I'm just going to take my usual brown eyeliner and just line my lower lash line. Now I'm going to use an M506 brush, and I'm just going to grab a mixture of Silk Cream, MFEO, Buns, Bible, Chai, just get a good mix of those colors in there, and I'm going to blend out that liner. I just look up and then I use a little back and forth, like little side to side motions, and I just go from inner to outer corner on my lower lash line. Just keep my eye looking up the whole time, and I also look my eyes opposite of what I'm working with. So I'm working with the inner corner, I look towards the outer. So I'm working towards the inner corner, or sorry, outer corner, I look towards the inner corner. And I like to bring it up here to connect it to the outer corner. So once you get that all blended out, you're going to use the same brush and grab the same shades that you put on that outer corner. So we're going to grab the Mocha, the Central Park, Good as Gone, and tap off the extra. And then we're going to blend it out on the inner half of our lower lash line. And you're also going to kind of blend that up in there, attach it here at the outer corner of your eye, just attach those together, because then your eye becomes one. You're not gonna have this weird space between your eyeshadow and your lower lash line. So I always use this time to really make sure those are connected. And now I'm going to take the two shimmer shades that I made that emerald colored with, the Big Sky and Diva. I just made a mixture of those on the same little brush. I blend out my entire lower lash line with the same brush and just wipe it off in between uses. Then I'm going to take the setting spray again, and I'm just going to spray that. And we're going to buff this in from the inner corner, and I go about 2/3 of the way on my lower lash line. Now I'm going to take a clean M573 brush, and I'm going to grab a little bit of this shade here, Riff, and I'm just taking a little bit of that, tapping off the extra, and I'm going to blend out this line on my lower lash line. So just the edge, I'm going to blend that out and add in a little dimension down here. Using the same brush, I'm going to take a small amount of Buns and Hunts mixed together, and I'm going to go right over the top of that Riff shade. Last, I'm going to take a small amount of the shade Still Shot, tap off the extra, and we're going to put that over top everything on that lower lash line and blend it all out. Now taking a little bit more of those two emerald shades, I'm just touching up this inner corner very lightly. Just like that. That way it'll match a little bit better. I'm gonna wipe that off, and I'm going to take a little bit more of that Hunts shade. And I'm just going to run that right along the center of the lower lash line and buff out the edge. Using a clean 506 brush, I'm grabbing just a little bit more of that in light shade to help intensify that inner corner highlight I did at the beginning. Now I'm going to clean my water lines. I just lick a Q-tip, very little. I stick it on the inner corner where like the tear duct is, and I just slide it across. And that'll clean out any shadow off of my waterline, because I want that to be clean. Then instead of using an actual eyeliner, I'm going to take M432, which is just like this really flat shader kind of brush, and I'm going to create just an eyeliner right on my eyelash line. I'm not going into the waterline, and I'm just using Good As Gone out of that Born to Run palette, which is that dark brown shade. And I'm just going to like stamp and then give it like a little shimmy motion to put that right on the lashes to darken up the lash line again and bring in more contrast. So I'm going to glue on my lashes. These are the Ardell 113s. They are my literal go-to. I wear them every day. They are such a good lash. So if you haven't tried them, girl, I don't know what you're waiting for. And the double 113s are seriously just as good. So definitely try these if you guys haven't already. They kind of remind me of the Wispies back in the day. So I just set my lashes down on the inner corner, and then I lay them down the rest of the way. And then before the glue dries, I just take the lashes as close as I can to the base, and I press them down onto my actual lashes as close as I can. So they're still on your eyelid. You're just pressing them down to get them as close to your actual eyelash line as possible. Then I'm going to take the bottom of a makeup brush and just blink on it. Now that I have my lashes on, they're dried and ready to go, I'm going to put on a liquid liner. I'm just using this Maybelline Line Stiletto. Just set it down as close as I can to my lash band, and then I slowly just drag this across the lash band, letting the lash band guide the tip of this applicator across. And then I'm just going to extend it out a little bit just to create a wing. and further elongate my eye. I did that. I'm just using the L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara, and I'm scraping this off because I want very, very little product. And I start at the base and I kind of just roll the mascara wand up and get it right up on those lashes. Okay, so now that I have my mascara on, I'm going to take this Maybelline Eye Studio. It's just a black gel liner. Oh, if it'll focus. There we go. And then I'm using just a really small brush, like a tiny bit. And then I just blink this right onto the lash line. And I'm telling you, this really glued my real lashes to my fake lashes. I usually put this on first and then mascara, but I think I changed my ways today. For my lips, I'm going to use the NYX liner in shade Beige. I'm just going to line my natural lip line. For lips, I'm using a mixture of these two Maybelline lipsticks, Baddest Beige and Nude Lust. I'm going to put Baddest Beige on first. And then I'm going to just put Nude Lust on right on top. Now I'm going to take my finger and just pat along my lips and remove any of that extra product and kind of mush the two shades together. I put a very thin layer of this Blistex Silk and Shine over the top of that. And then the last step I do with my lips is I'm just going to touch up my highlighter I put on earlier, which is Gerard Cosmetics in shade Bridgette. And I just lightly dust that over my Cupid's bow and down the top line of my lip. Ooh, ladies, this lip combo, you will not regret it. So now to set my face, I'm just going to use the Morphe Continuous Mist Setting Spray. And just saturate your entire body in it. So refreshing. And I'm going to use my hairdryer to dry my face faster. Look, this is the finished look, but let me just zhuzh up my hair a little bit and then I'll show you guys the full finished put together look. So let me be right back. And here is my final look. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you guys so much for the engagement and the request for this video. I also just want to say thank you guys so much for the love and support throughout all of my social media. I do see all the comments and I literally don't think I've seen one negative comment, and it just warms my heart when I see other people helping girls or answering your guys' questions. And the love that you guys show throughout all of the comments on all of my social media is all so positive and happy and kind and loving and just caring. It makes me so happy, and I just smile scrolling through the comments, seeing all of you guys being so sweet and kind. So thank you so much. Also, you guys, if you like this video or you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It would truly help me out. And also, if you aren't already, please subscribe to my channel because I really, really, really want to try to get monetized by the end of the year. So please subscribe if you want to, and share this video if you want to too. But I appreciate you guys so much. I truly do hope you guys find this helpful, and let me know if you guys have any questions or anything, requests, whatever you need. Just let me know in the comments and I will get back to you guys. Thank you guys so much, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!